Good afternoon. I thank very much for holding this seminar in Islamabad. And when I came here, I was seeing the impact of CPEC. The Central Asian countries, Sri Lanka, Belarus, Pakistan are all represented here. So this is one manifestation that the potential of CPEC is quite evident. If only this one seminar is one manifestation of that. And I have served in China for I'm working with China for almost 8 years. And I have been deeply and intimately engaged with CPEC and BRI and Pakistan-China relationship. I think I'll be very brief. The most important thing is that we are living in a dystopic world, in a world of fake news, where this is going to be extremely difficult to separate fact from fiction. Data does not explain everything. So if you have to look at the dividends of the CPEC, you have to go out in the streets, in the road, in the remote regions of Pakistan, and see for itself what kind of change it has brought in Pakistan. I was in Gwadar about a couple of weeks ago, and I was absolutely delighted. The minister also, the federal minister talked about the 9th JCC, which was held in November. With the JCC delegation, I went to Gwadar, and the rate of development in Gwadar was truly phenomenal. When I was going to Gwadar in the plane, I was sitting with the members of the National Development and Reform Commission. This is the counterpart of Pakistan's Minister of Planning, Development and Reforms. And the NDRC members were telling me that the rate of speed of CPEC projects is fastest as compared with other projects which China is pursuing. I'm sure you know that China is pursuing some 6 projects of the similar nature in different countries and through different regions. Of course, in Pakistan, we always think that we can always argue that the degree and the pace and the speed of projects. But a couple of things we have to remember that these are really mega projects. When you're talking about CPEC, you're not talking about $10 million, $100 million, $200 million. You are talking roughly somewhere between $30 to $62 billion. How do you prioritize the projects? Which project should come first? This can be part of a very, very healthy debate. And of course, in a democratic culture, the element of debate should always be there. There are many websites of the government which regularly update what they are doing on CPEC. The second thing you have to remember is these are government-to-government projects. They are negotiated after a very, very long process. Sometimes it's a very painstaking process. One project could take 3 to 4 to 5 years. So I think when we talk about transparency, we have to remember that the two governments have a very elaborate mechanism. One thing where I have been personally engaged is culture and tourism. We have talked about Sahiwal projects, Thar, Gwadar, infrastructure projects, other projects. But I think the real potential exists between people-to-people ties. I was Consul General Chandu, and I was delighted to see that in art, in literature, in culture, the Chinese media really wants to include Pakistan. And the Pakistani media can also, project the human story of the Pakistan-China relationship, the culture of Central Asia, the history of Central Asia, how BRI is going to change the regional landscape in next 10 years, in next 20 years, go back 5 years, go back 10 years, and compare, where we were. Now when you go to Pakistan's restaurants, they are all full. There was a very good news report about just a week ago that a British magazine has maintained that Pakistan is going to be the #1 destination for 2020. This is a remarkable development. This is happening because of very concerted policies of the government and the impact that CPEC is going to generate. And one more important element of CPEC and BRI, which people often neglect, is although I'm from diplomatic side where political and security issues are very dominant, I think in terms of industrial learning, the culture of competitiveness in Pakistan's trading dynamics are going to be changed because Chinese economy has grown so fast in the last 40 years, and naturally with the growth, there are a lot of obligations on Chinese trading systems. China is a member of WTO. The product competitiveness has to be very important. So industrial learning curve of Pakistan has improved in mega projects, in energy projects. And then I practically noticed that culture of entrepreneurship in IT sector. I have seen that many young students are coming with very, very fascinating ideas. And as Director General China, this is my privilege. We have been dealing with people from across the country and the institutions. Today, when I was coming here, a Belt and Road Center was being inaugurated in Punjab University, Lahore. In Sargodha University, a Confucius Center is going to be inaugurated. 25,000 Pakistanis are studying in China. And I think that in the next couple of years, this number is going to expand exponentially. I don't know how much of you have been traveling to China. There used to be only one flight between China and Pakistan, PA flight, Beijing to Islamabad. But now there are tens of different flights. So this is one manifestation, and Prime Minister has called that CPEC is a transformational project. And the completion of CPEC projects is number one priority of his government. So a CPEC authority has also been established. Soon this is going to be functional. It has been endowed with a very good mandate. And as I told you, that CPEC is spread across all the country, across all the regions of Pakistan. You have to go through the cultural diversity, the institutional system of Pakistan, and of course, the Chinese state is also involved in a preeminent way. So I think Pakistan's media is very vibrant, but in terms of shaping narrative, in terms of educating the public, we have to assume a responsibility, and we have to ensure that whatever we write, it is scrutinized through a very informed debate, rather than being swayed by disinformation sort of things. Because when you talk about CPEC, you are talking about 220 million Pakistanis and 1.3 billion Chinese, and when you talk about BRI, you're talking about almost 70 plus countries, and a project of worth $4 or $5 or $6 trillion. There is no final figure. These different institutes have different figures. So I think I'm very confident, I'm very hopeful that CPEC is going to generate. And remember, what we have achieved in past 5 years, I think this is only the first phase. When we are going into the second phase and the third phase, then you will see a qualitative shift in the profile of Pakistan, which is evident from today. I wish this endeavor all the very best, and thank you for inviting me today. Thank you.